Coming up, Azeri likes what she sees in the vanity. Sightseek plays tour guide in the Ogden Phipps. We'll identify the All-Star in the Jockey Championship. And the NTRA and Breeders' Cup Limited make some big news. It's all next on Long John Silver's Wire to Wire.
Long John Silver's Wire to Wire, presented by Citgo.
We announced today that Dodge will become the title sponsor of the Breeders' Cup Classic and the Classic division, and Nextel, the telecommunications company, will have the same role with the Breeders' Cup Distaff and the Distaff division.
And of course, Tim Smith, the commissioner of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. I'm Jeff Metters, with me Randy Moss. Welcome to Long John Silver's Wire to Wire. We're still 4+ months away from the Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships, but it's making news.
Now, this fall, we'll be talking about the Breeders' Cup Classic powered by Dodge, and also the Nextel Breeders' Cup Distaff. Nextel, fresh off another big corporate sponsorship announced last week with NASCAR.
Lots of horsepower. For more on the impact it's going to have on Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championship Day, here's DG Van Cleef.
We're also very proud to announce going into our 20th running that we've decided it's time to increase the purse structure once again. So we will be adding an additional $1 million to the day, which will bring our aggregate for the 8 races up to $14 million. This million is going to be split 50-50, with $500,000 being added to the Bessemer Trust Juvenile and $500,000 being added to the NetJets Mile.
Now, that change in purse structure also means a change in the entry fees.
Yeah, those purse increases funded by an increase in the entry fee from 2% of the total purse up to 3%.
All right, other news here. Belmont Park has been awarded the 2005 Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships. So this year it's at the Oak Tree meeting at Santa Anita, next year Lone Star Park, and then Belmont. Dodge will also sponsor the Road to the World Thoroughbred Championships on ESPN and ESPN2. That will affect us. We'll be powered by Dodge, as a matter of fact. And NCRA Charities making a $250,000 disbursement to the Silver Shield Foundation. Now we kind of move back into racing, starting with the NTRA Summer Pick 3.
Which began at Belmont Park on Saturday with the Ogden Phipps handicap. And if you were around for the Belmont Stakes, and of course we were all watching, the rain continued to fall in New York. It reached biblical proportions last weekend for the Ogden Phipps. A matchup between Take Charge Lady and Sightseek.
It's Sightseek, and she's drawing away at the end under Jerry Bailey. Sightseek to win the Ogden Phipps handicap by 4.5 lengths.
And it was no match. Running in the mud for the first time, Sightseek pulled away under Jerry Bailey to win convincingly over Take Charge Lady. Mandy's gold third. It was Sightseek's second consecutive Grade 1 win after also taking the Humana Distaff at Churchill on Kentucky Derby Day. Sightseek, owned by Judd Mott, trained by Bobby Frankel, is a half-sister to stakes-winning Grass filly, Tate's Creek. Now, for the second leg of the NTRA Summer Pick 3, the Ohio Derby at Thistledown, and it didn't start well for Midway Road, the Preakness runner-up. Watch him get checked sharply around the first turn here to sort of knock him back a few lengths. That didn't help. Ouch. Meanwhile, the horse in front was a nice one. That's Hackendiffy, the gray on the rail. Wild and Wicked bearing down to his outside. And Wild and Wicked, trained by Ken McPeak, goes on to defeat Hackendiffy very impressively. McPeak having lost 15 minutes earlier in the Ogden Phipps with Take Charge Lady, but he was on hand at Thistledown to watch Wild and Wicked score. Now, undefeated in 3 starts. It was his first stakes appearance. He's by Wild again. Owned and bred by Mr. and Mrs. Dave Randall from California, ridden by Shane Sellers. The final leg, the Dallas Turf handicap in front. That's Patrol, with jockey Mike Leslie wearing the gold silks of Claiborne Farm. They try to change in strategy, took Patrol a little off the early pace, and he holds off the late charge of Slew the Red to take it. Patrol shipped in from New York by trainer Bill Mott. Slew the Red came in from Southern California for Neil Drysdale. At Churchill Downs, Saturday 6.5 furlong Aristides handicap saw the top 5 separated by only a length and a half. Taking the lead, that's 8-5 favorite in top weight. On the rail, Bostown, but look on the far end side, Mountain General finally finding someplace to run after a rough trip, ridden by Corey Landry, and Mountain General gets up at 10-1 odds to win it by a head, getting 7 pounds from Bostown. Eye of the Tiger, 5th in the Kentucky Derby, the odds-on favorite in Hollywood Park's mile and a 16th of firm handicap. Here he takes over.
And they come to the wire, and Eye of the Tiger pours it on and runs away. Eye of the Tiger.
And Eye of the Tiger pours it on by 4.5, ridden by Alex Solis. He now will be pointed for the Swap Stakes on July 13th at 1 mile and an 1/8. The Swap's also at Hollywood Park. Ballistic was 3rd in this race, behind, of course, Minister's Wildcat. Out of here, finished 4th. He was another Kentucky Derby alum. Ohio Derby winner Wild and Wicked is a late entry to the 3-year-old scene. How about this colt? Wando drawing away to win the Queen's Plate at Woodbine on Sunday by 9 lengths, wire to wire, over stablemate Mobile. Both horses owned by Gustav Schickedance and trained by Mike Keogh. Look at the buyer figure. 112. Wando actually competed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile last fall, finishing 12th. Finally, to East Boston and Suffolk Downs, where the old fella Peeping Tom, the 6-year-old gelding, beat a good field in the Mosley Breeders' Cup Handicap by a length and 3/4. My cousin Matt second, True Direction the favorite third. Why do you name a horse Peeping Tom? His sire is eagle-eyed, and his dam is artful pleasure. That's pretty clever.
That is pretty good. Looking ahead, the NTRA All-Star Jockey Championship was a star-studded affair at Lone Star Park. We'll find out who's leaving who in American Quarter Horse Racing. And Azeri, later on, will show why she was the Horse of the Year.
Is brought to you by Long John Silver's. Dive into something different. Citgo, we know you. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
The NTRA All-Star Jockey Championship's a lot of fun. Brings together some of the best riders in the country. 4-race format to see who comes out on top.
And festivities all week long designed to benefit disabled jockeys, including another kind of competition that's near and dear to Mr. Metters here.
Did you take your clubs down there?
No, and luckily for them.
The tournament's always a lot of fun. Little guys, they hit it big, and I never get invited to play in that.
Now to Friday night, the beginning of the 4-race competition. Race number 4, that's Shane Sellers on the inside, winning with a horse called Pager. Sellers won this event in 1998, and Pager was a big long shot. He wasn't supposed to win. Sellers is C mount. A, B, C, and D, they're rated. So this one certainly wasn't supposed to win, but it did, and it gave Shane Sellers 12 points and put him on the way to the early lead at least. Now the 5th race, Max's Friend in the inside in the red silks, ridden by Robbie Alvarado, gets the photo finish win. It was Alvarado's first jockey championship victory in his 4th appearance. It got him off the duck, as he said. Important. Edgar Prado picked up 6 points for second, and Shane Sellers finished 4th for 3 points. On to the 7th race, the 3rd race in the series. That is Prado in front. Aboard Haley's ATM, Prado won this All-Star competition 3 years earlier in the year 2000. With that win, he took the lead in the point standings with 18 compared to 15 for Shane Sellers. All came down to the 8th and final race. And Jose Santos is going to win it. I'll give you that hint on Proven Cure. Shane Sellers is going to be second on Kentucky Bay. But it all came down to the photo for 3rd place. Keep an eye.
Here is Jose Santos slicing through along the fence. Shane Sellers getting through inside Santos. Russell Bays is out wide on the track. The leader, Jose Santos. Jose Santos.
Did you keep an eye? I meant keep an eye out on the green silks. That was Edgar Prado getting 3rd by a nose, and the difference between 3rd and 4th place gave Prado the All-Star Jockey Championship with 22 points compared to 21 for Sellers. Prado was happy, especially to get the new trophy.
And the prize is that we won today is priceless. You know, win nice trophy. It's named after a great rider like Pincay, and it's an honor to have it there in the house.
It was the first year the trophy was named for Pincay, as Prado didn't even have to go to the jockey's room to get a shower. And Pincay was on hand as the guest of honor. You can see he is still wearing the collar from his fractured neck that ended his racing career.
Well, Grand Prairie is home to Lone Star Park. It's the site of the 2004 Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championships. It's one of the most unique communities in the Metroplex. Just one of the reasons why it's the fastest growing in the Dallas suburb, or one of the fastest growing. Skate parks, great golf courses, lots of fun. A great concert hall in Next Stage, and you know what? There's even a beach there. Does the ocean reach that far north? Not sure it does, but it's a lot of fun.
I'm going to call an inquiry on that one.
In addition to Lone Star Park, lots to see and do in Grand Prairie. Well, Spencer Childers has been influencing American quarter horse racing for decades. There's a race named in his honor, Older Horses, and this year it featured the co-world champion. Los Al was the site. This was a rematch between Who's Leaving Who and the horse that upset the champ in the MBNA California Challenge Championship, Catch Me in Your Dreams.
And away they go. And Who's Leaving Who got off well from down along the inside. Chicks Regards also running strongly, and so is Your First Moon. Catch Me in Your Dreams. Bobcat Bob is now in full stride on the far outside as Who's Leaving Who is now asking the question by Joe Badia, and he's responding strongly. Catch Me in Your Dreams on the far outside, but Who's Leaving Who wins the Spencer L. Childers Breeders' Championship handicap.
This time, Who's Leaving Who gets the final say. In his defense, he was coming off a 3-month break when he lost to Catch Me in Your Dreams by half a length in the MBNA California Challenge. The Chicks Beduino gelding has now won 16 of 30 lifetime Needs about 45,000 to cross the $1 million mark. Now to the Grade 1 Governor's Cup Derby, also at Los Al. A filly has won this race 2 straight years, and the favorite this year was Magic and Rhythm, a lady with a 3-race win streak.
And away they go in the Governor's Cup Derby, and a beautiful start for Magic and Rhythm. Sia Dash also came out running strongly. To the extreme outside comes Some Special Straw Fly, but Alex Batista has Magic and Rhythm striding on strongly. He's opened up a 2-length lead over Some Special Straw Fly. Even Pat's Charming Guy now comes into contention. Magic and Rhythm is shortening stride, but has enough to win it over Some Special Straw Fly.
She's good. She's now won 4 in a row. Trainer Concepcion Balderrama says it was her toughest victory to date. She fizzled in Texas at the end of last year. They gave her 3 months off, shipped her west, and that has been a pretty good decision in hindsight. Trainer Paul Jones was a half-length back with Some Special Straw Fly. He also got a share of the dead heat for third with Dealer Dash. Now to the California Breeders' Matron Stakes, Grade 3, fillies and mares, 400 yards. Another rivalry here between In the Twinkle of an Eye and Sammy's White Chick.
And away they go in the California Breeders' Matron Stakes. In the Twinkle of an Eye came out running strongly on the extreme outside. Pure Rhythm is also right there. Last shall be first in Sammy's White Chick and Mini Rock, but it's In the Twinkle of an Eye who's striding on best. Pure Rhythm's running a big one. Pure Rhythm's now coming after In the Twinkle of an Eye, and down along the inside, Enjoy the Moment, but In the Twinkle of an Eye coming home keenly. Enjoy the Moment was right there in the photo.
In the Twinkle of an Eye ends a 2-race streak where she was runner-up to Sammy's White Chick. Enjoy the Moment, the biggest price in the field, held on for second by a nose. Sammy's White Chick rocked at the start, never recovered. In the Twinkle of an Eye goes wire to wire. She's now won 9 of 26 lifetime. And we move back to the youngsters, the Grade 1 Governor's Cup Futurity, 350 yards, 342,000 on the line. Metallic Lion didn't break on top and had the chase dividends declared down to the wire.
And away they go in the Governor's Cup Futurity. A tough start for Righteous Brother. Devoted Word pencil me in. Came out running strongly, but so did Dividends declared the one to beat. And Metallic Lion coming up on the far outside, but it's Sam Thompson and Dividends declared. Here comes Sanchez on the outside, closing in with Metallic Lion, and they're nose and nose. And so tight with Metallic Lion and Dividends declared.
Trainer Paul Jones is getting his mojo back. The colt by Apollo improves to 4 wins and 5 starts. The check here adds nearly $142,000 to his bankroll. Another dead heat for third. It involved the fastest qualifier here, Righteous Brother. Metallic Lion is not nominated for the All-American, but you know what? That could change. Lots still to come here on Wire to Wire. We'll go international with highlights from Ascot. And closer to home, Azeri, the Horse of the Year, looks pretty good in the Vanity.
I think we're going to put you in the middle of a horse race in a way you've never been in the middle of a race before. When you are making a movie, you have the ability to restage action and also get inside that action in a way that just wouldn't be possible when you're covering the sport. You're going to be in the middle of that tumult, that speed, that strength, that power in a way that you've never really seen before.
When I watch these racing scenes, I'm right back in the race again, and it's going to be the first time that a person sitting in a movie theater or at home can be a jockey and know what it feels like to ride in a horse race.
The countdown is on to the release of the movie, but we can take you inside the ropes July 2nd on ESPN2. Seabiscuit, the making of the movie. For more, go to ESPN.com. We start back now with racing across the pond, and the international road becomes pretty important starting in the summer and especially the fall.
And last week was the Royal Ascot meeting over in England, Tuesday through Saturday, one of the top race meetings in the world. We'll bring you some Ascot races this week as well as next week. A lot of pomp and circumstance over there for this. And
Cue the Queen.
Cue the Queen. That's how important it was. You got to love her. She owns horses. She likes to bet on horses. Over here in the States, our political leaders are far too politically correct and stuffy to do things like that. We'll pick up the action with the Group 1 St. James Palace Stakes. Calaman the favorite.
But Safine goes for home inside the furlong, goes 2 or 3 in front. Now Calaman gets busy on the outside. He's putting in the giant strides, but it's going to be too late. Safine had the better sprint at the end, and Safine goes on to win the St. James's Palace Stakes.
Zafine by 1 length over Calaman, the half-brother to Calanisi. Zafine ridden by Daryl Holland, delighting the punters by bringing home Zafine at odds of 8-1. Zafine, a French bred, bouncing back from a very disappointing effort in the Irish 2000 Guineas. Martillo finished third. Look who was fourth. Hold That Tiger, the colt that finished third here last year in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Then the Queen Anne, also last Tuesday, as well as the St. James Palace. That's Dubai Destination in front. The odds-on favorite in black, fading. Hawkwind.
But it's Dubai Destination in the Godolphin colours. 2 or 3 lengths clear and striding right away. He's back to you by Destination. The horse who beat Rock of Gibraltar, and he canters home with the Queen Anne.
By Destination by 4 under Frankie Dettori. The 5th win in the Queen Anne for Godolphin. Hawkwing faded, finished 7th, came out of the race with a strained ligament in a knee. So he may be out at least for a few months, possibly career-ending, although we don't know. For now, Dubai Destination now ranked #1 internationally in the mile division for the Breeders' Cup World Thoroughbred Championship.
Dubai Destination. Never would have guessed that that would be a Godolphin horse, as a matter of fact.
Bred by Calumet also. How about
kidding.
that? Yeah.
Wow. All right, NTRA Great Stakes. We pick it up with the 3rd installment of our NTRA Summer Pick 3. That's what we'll preview. Scheduled to go in the Mother Goose, Roar Emotion.
The Roar Emotion seen here winning the Black-Eyed Susan against a field that wasn't all that strong. Furcroft closing gamely along the inside, but Roar Emotion will be one of the favorites in Saturday's Mother Goose, along with Yell, the horse owned by Claiborne and trained by Schick McGahee, the first leg of the $2 million New York Racing Association Triple Tiara.
Also in that Summer Pick 3, the Molly Pitcher, where we should see Summer Colony.
You can see this was the same racetrack at Pimlico, very sloppy track with the Summer Colony's first start since October, so she just failed to hold off Mandy's Gold, but it was a nice comeback race for Summer Colony, and she's expected to be the favorite.
Here are the 3 races that make up our Summer Pick 3. Number 3, the Mother Goose at Belmont. In the Arlington Classic, we'll see Remind, Lismore Knight, and also Hidden Truth. And the 3rd race there from Monmouth Park, the Molly Pitchers Breeders' Cup Handicap. Other races around the country starting on Saturday. You'll have the Beverly Hills at Hollywood Park, the Locust Grove at Churchill Downs, and the Tremont Stakes at Belmont Park. And also on Sunday, races at Hollywood Park and also at Arlington Park. Still to come here on Long John Silver's Wire to Wire, our race of the week, Azeri guns for her 10th straight in the $250,000 Vanity.
Girl Blues is 2nd, Bare Necessities 3rd, 10 in a row, Azeri!
The ESPN2 presentation of Long John Silver's Wire to Wire is brought to you by Long John Silver's. Dive into something different. Citgo, we know you. By NTRA.com. Win a trip to the world premiere of Seabiscuit the movie at NTRA.com. Equibase.com, your official online source for racing information, from entries to results and everything in between. Equibase.com is a service of Equibase Company, the thoroughbred industry's official database.
Back on Wire to Wire, we get right to the second half of Speed. Racing Retama style, the Grade 1 Retama Park Derby. Moonshake was looking to get back on the winning track. Oak Tree Special provided the upset interest.
They are off in the Retama Park Derby. Shake 'em White came right out of the gate to go up for the early lead. Center of the racetrack, Copa Showgirl is also making a big run. Between that pair is Oak Tree Special. Up on the outside races, Cayenne Chispa racing with the lead now. It is Oak Tree Special, and Oak Tree Special wins.
Oak Tree Special rallied to catch Copa Showgirl at the wire. Moonshake lugged in mid-stretch and managed to finish 3rd. Speed Index, a 101. Oak Tree Special pockets $55,000. He's a colt by Special Task. Bobby Martinez is the proud owner. And finally, the Retama Park Futurity. Bremerton was the fastest qualifier, but as 2-year-old races go, this one was wide open. The longest shot in the field was about to hit pay dirt.
They are off in the Retama Park Futurity, and Bremerton missed the break. Down to the inside, moving up for the lead is Little Boy Shake-Em. On the outside, Cassandra Crest is moving well. Also there toward the rail, Special Razzle Dazzle, center of the racetrack, a toast to lightning. It's Special Razzle Dazzle with the lead. Cassandra Crest on the outside. Special Razzle Dazzle.
Special Razzle Dazzle at 50-1 shocks the Retama Park crowd and snags the Retama Park Futurity. It was closing night of their American Quarter Horse Racing meet. Folks will be talking about this one all summer. The gelding by Special Dazzle just held off the hard-charging Cassandra Crest. The win was worth $106,000. For more on American Quarter Horse Racing, you can call the AQHA at 1-800-414-RIDE. And before we get to our race of the week, you have one quick international item.
One more quick item in the Thoroughbred Notebook. One of the most famous jockeys in the world, Pat Edery, has announced that he'll be retiring at the end of the year. The second winningest jockey all time in British racing history, more than 4,500 wins.
Wow. Now to our race of the week, $250,000 Vanity, featuring the horse of the year, Azeri.
Azeri, a 1-5 favorite in the Vanity. Obviously expected to win it, and she very seldom disappoints.
Here's what happened.
They're up.
Good start for Azeri and Sister Girl Blues. Tropical Blossom is close to the pace, and Sister Girl Blues will be the early pace setter. Tropical Blossom and Azeri are second and third. Keys to the Heart and Bare Necessities are next, then American Tsarina, and the early trailer is Megial. Azeri is up outside of Sister Girl Blues, but it's still long shot Sister Girl Blues to set the pace. She's a half length in front of Azeri, who tracks in the clear in second. Tropical Blossom is tugging in third. She's rank in the first part of it, joined by Bare Necessities, and here's Bare Necessities, 3 deep within a length and 3/4 of the lead. Keys to the Heart is next. American Tsarina has 5 lengths to come, and Megial is the trailer as they head up the backstretch. In the Vanity Handicap and the Horse of the Year, Azeri has put ahead in front. Sister Girl Blues comes right back at her in counter punches. No easy leads today for Azeri as her and Sister Girl Blues quicken past the half-mile pole. Bare Necessities is in perfect striking position. If she's good enough, she's 2.5 lengths off the lead. Keys to the Heart and Tropical Blossom are next. American Tsarina has 7 to come, and the trailer is Megial, and they leave the backstretch. Sister Girl Blues is still there. She's just ahead in front of Azeri, who continues to travel outside of her, and now Mike Smith allows Azeri to go to the quarter pole, and she's a neck in front. Sister Girl Blues is doing her very best, but now Azeri is 3/4 of a length to the good. Bare Necessities has every chance to do it if she's good enough. She's 2.5 off the lead. Then Keys to the Heart and Tropical Blossom, and Azeri comes to the final furlong. Sister Girl Blues runs the race of her life, but she's a length back in second. It's Azeri to the final 16th, and the A train is rolling again. Azeri now 2 in front. Sister Girl Blues is second. Bare Necessities third. 10 in a row. Azeri!
10 straight, 3 for 3 this year, 13 of 14 lifetime, $2.4 million in career earnings. They saddled her with 127 pounds, 9 pounds more than at least her competitors, starting a petition demanding that Laura Desereau throw her in there with the boys and complete that resume.
Might happen at some point this year. Azeri winning the Vanity Handicap for the 2nd year in a row. The buyer figure her usual 108. As we take a closer look, keep in mind now she was spotting Sister Girl Blues. 16 pounds, and Mike Smith was quoted as saying that if he had aggressively asked her to run at the top of the stretch, she could have won by more. But if he had done that, won by 6-7 lengths, then they might have added more weight on Azeri in the next handicap. Her next start expected to be the Clement Hirsch, or another race she won last year at Del Mar on August the 10th. She'll probably pick up 1 pound for that, 128. Or there's an option to run her against the boys, August 3rd. There you go, Jeff. In the San Diego handicap, both those races at 1 mile and 160.
Now the latest World Thoroughbred rankings in the Distaff division. Pretty easy to pick out the top horse, and then it gets a little bit fuzzy after that.
You see there a 3-way tie for 2nd, a 3-way tie for 5th, and a 2-way tie for 9th. I predict that someday in the World Thoroughbred rankings, we'll have a horse ranked 1st and a 9-way tie for 2nd. Someday.
Finishing out that top 10. Next week's Long John Silver's Wire to Wire will be busy. Mother Goose and the Arlington Classic recap. First chance to catch us Tuesday at 2 Eastern. For more, go to ESPN.com. We leave you with Azeri and that easy performance that she had in the Vanity. We'll see you next week on Long John Silver's Wire to Wire.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
The winner of